our membership figures stood at 769, 700, listen properly, 769,820.
Okay. Let's start the project. The personality we want to talk about today is Nelson Mandela. They called him Man of Peace. First, who is Mandela? So Nelson Mandela was born in South Africa in 1978. He was one of the historic leaders against the political system of racial segregation and discrimination. He was a non-violence anti-apartheid activist who became South Africa's first black president from 1994 to 1999. Nelson Mandela helped in founding the African National Congress in 1943. So what does the ANC do? The African National Congress was founded in 1912, 6 years before. The ANC was founded in 1912, 6 years before Nelson Mandela's birth, to unite the African people against white minority ruling. Their aim has always been to create a non-racial and democratic South Africa. Nelson Mandela and ANC became almost synonyms. But he was accused of treason by the government after he succeeded in assembling a large number of demonstrators to go out in peaceful march to claiming rights for black people. The government rejected it and said this is a terrorist movement. After he was arrested and imprisoned and illegally sent to life imprisonment for conspiring to overthrow the state following Rivonia trial. Mandela served 27 years in prison, and like he said, it's more than 10,000 day. January 31, 1985, President Botha offers a proposal to release Nelson Mandela on condition that he unconditionally reject violence as a political weapon. Nelson Mandela turns down the release proposal offered by President Botha and said, "If I go out in the same circumstances in which I was arrested, I will do the same acts for which I was imprisoned." After the narrowing of countries, the South African government, and after more than 203 attacks of black people and demand to liberate Mandela, the government allowed the release of Nelson Mandela in February 11, 1990. Shortly after his release, Mandela was chosen deputy president of the ANC. He became president of the party in July 1991. Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as the country's first black president on May 10, 1994, at the age of 77, with de Klerk as his first deputy from 1994 until June 1999. President Mandela worked to bring about the transition from minority rule and apartheid to black majority rule.